Coming up this week on Woodworking for Mere Mortals, we'll be making an authentic green and green style china cabinet. Nah. Instead, I've got retro futuristic speaker shelves in the Googie style. A lot of you will remember my Jetsons style wall clock I made a while back, and what you may not know is that that is part of a style called Googie. It began here in California in the 1940s. More and more people were now living in the suburbs and using cars to get everywhere. Businesses needed a way to attract their attention as they were driving past. So they started making architecture in this style. Outrageous architecture featuring parallelograms and uneven lines, space-age themes with atomic bursts of energy, lots of movement and boomerangs and arrows. Of course, it was really a lot of style over substance, which is really kind of fun. Sadly, it was a lot like Art Deco. Most of the examples of it have been destroyed over the years as it went out of favor, and it's only now that people are beginning to rediscover Googie style. And I'm doing my part to revive this style by making my entire entertainment center in the Googie style. Now, of course, I realize not very many of you are going to want Googie style in your living room, but to me, there was just such a hopeful optimism about the future in it, with the bright colors and all of the movement. Maybe a little bit of that in our lives wouldn't hurt in this day and age. I'm sticking together the 1/4" side pieces with some carpet tape. Every time I use cutting templates for my projects, I get people who ask me about spray adhesive. You can pick this stuff up at any hardware store or home center in with all of the rest of the glues and adhesives. The only trick to using it is to spray it on and not apply it to your wood right away. By letting it sit for a minute or so, it becomes tacky and it's almost like a post-it note, and you'll be able to peel it off really easily once you're done. Some of these shapes are gonna have a little depth to them, so I'm gonna cut out 2 pieces, and again, I'm gonna use carpet tape to stick 2 boards together and cut them at the same time. If any part of that template sticks to the wood, just wipe some mineral spirits on it and that'll take it off. The reason I'm doing 2 of these is to make this one a little bit bigger so that it'll act as sort of a drop shadow. Sanding these inside curves is going to be really easy now that I have my new spindle sander that a viewer sent me. Now it's just a matter of cutting out these various shapes using my bandsaw, my jigsaw, my sanders, anything. I'm going to cut out this picture frame part using this piece of plexiglas as a template. And I'll glue these together. I want these front pieces on the box to kind of evoke the grille on an old car. So I'm going to just spray paint those and block off the rest. This thin dowel is going to be my antennas. The color palette I'm going to use on this are mostly pastels, but it's going to be very colorful, and there's definitely nothing subtle or understated. I'm going to hot glue all of these decorative pieces together. I like using hot glue on projects like this that aren't subjected to any kind of stress. The glue dries really quickly and it sticks to paint. the heaviest of the 3 speakers, the center channel, only weighs about 3 pounds. So I'm going to use some of these hollow wall anchors. I've got a hole in the base here for the speaker wire. I'm putting the 2 side speakers 7 feet apart and 4 feet up from the floor. These are so light, I'm just attaching them directly to the wall with some adhesive strips. Well, thank you for watching this week's video. If you would like to download my templates for any of this stuff, see the description, and maybe you can use some elements of that to add a little whimsy to something in your own house. If you liked it, be sure and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel where I have new woodworking videos every Friday. Just like that one. That was last week's video. It was a nightstand, 2 nightstands even. And in fact, if you'd like, you could see the video on how I made this credenza. This bookshelf over here, it's made out of a single sheet of plywood. I'll see you next week.